Hello everyone, this is Corm, Jacob, Dominic, and look, Sparkles. We're all going to do a lesson together. We're even bringing Sparkles. Dom, why are we bringing Sparkles?
We're working with a dog that's reactive. Sparkles is not reactive, so we're gonna, use her energy to help this dog understand that reactivity, there's no value to it anymore.
Very good, very good. So we usually go and do lessons, one trainer at a time. However, sometimes we do 2 and 3. The most is 3. It's just us 3. But we will come to your house, the 3 of us, right? 3 minds are better than 1. We bounce off each other as far as all our knowledge all together, right? 20 years, 8 years, right? 2 years. So that's what is that? 30 years, right? My math is horrible. I apologize about that. So that's good. All right, so real quick, on our way to a lesson, I wanted to do a video and bounce questions off each other. Right, so I'll be the first one to ask Jacob, what does TCM stand for?
Yeah. So TCM stands for timing, consistency, and motivation, right? And why that's so important in dog training is because those are the things that if you don't understand, if you don't get those things right, you will never have success. And maybe you will, but it'll take you a hell of a lot longer than it will with those golden methods, right? That's what we like to call them, the golden methods. So timing is going to be the first thing. If your timing is incorrect, then the dog doesn't know what it's getting rewarded for, doesn't know what it's getting corrected for, so on and so forth, right? The consistency is the more often you're doing the work, the more often you're working with your dog, three sessions, 10 minutes a day, the more progress you're going to see, and the more results you're going to see, right? And then the motivation is going to be your treats, your best friend, right? Their best friend is that's how they get paid, right? That's how they think of treats as we think of money, right? So think about it like you wouldn't go to work and not get paid. They wouldn't do all these great things that you want them to do unless there's a reward at the end of it, right? So timing, consistency, and motivation.
Very good. Thank you. Jacob, what do you got for me? Dom, if he can't think of something right now, you could come in and what, I'm sorry?
What's operant conditioning?
Oh my goodness, what's operant conditioning?
I was gonna ask that.
It's me with the one of the hardest ones, and I don't want to make this video too long because I could talk for hours on operant conditioning. But operant conditioning is your actions control your environment type of training, right? So there's 4 quadrants: positive reinforcement, negative reinforcement, positive punishment, negative punishment. Positive means we're adding something to the equation. Negative means we're taking something away. Reinforcement is we're reinforcing the behavior. Punishing is we're punishing an action that we don't like, right? So that's like really quick condensed version of operant conditioning. I believe I do have a video that does explain in depth on what operant conditioning is. If you want to know a little bit more about it, just leave it in the comments. I'll make another video explaining it. Dominic, I have a question for you. Reactivity, and this is really this is what we're working with today, right? And we'll kind of all talk about it together with reactivity. What is one of the main reasons why a dog is reactive?
Reactivity is typically based off, I know you asked for one, but fear-based reactivity could be dominance or trauma. Dominance, trauma, fear, any of the 3, or even sometimes even just a lack of understanding on how to react, and they react naturally. But typically I would say majority of the reactivity we see training is fear-based.
Okay, Jacob, what is your intake on that?
So I see a lot of the times, like Dom said, it's fear-based, right? And most of the reactivity that I've seen with the dogs that I've seen react is most of the time on leash, right? And the reason for that is because the dog has 2 natural options: either run or fight. And if you take that that option to run away from them. They only really naturally have one other option to do is I gotta protect myself, right? And a dog that doesn't understand, maybe this person walking next to me, this dog walking next to me, this squirrel running by me isn't gonna harm me, or I don't have to chase that. If they don't understand that, that's what they're gonna go to. That's the natural reaction, right?
Fight or flight. Basically what I was looking for. Excellent. Both you guys really, really good. Jacob, I was looking for that, right? Fight or flight. We take the ability of fleeing away from the dog, because naturally what would happen, right? During a confrontation with another dog, 99.9% of all dogs don't want to fight. So they're going to walk away. They're going to run away. We take that ability away from them because what? They're hooked up to a leash, right? So unless a dog is cornered and has nowhere to go, then it's going to get reactive. Or it has nowhere to go because it's hooked up to a leash, right? So that's what really mainly what causes that. You know, when another thing too because you're hooked up to a leash, when two dogs meet, for instance, a dog that has learned that if there's pressure on the collar, if there's something going on that's negative, right? Because that's pressure-based training. And now we're holding the leash back while the dog is greeting another dog. And we're applying pressure. And the dog, right, what usually happens is sniff, sniff, sniff. We're pulling harder. Oh my God, I hope nothing happens. Boom, something happened. Because we're kind of sending the wrong signal to the dog, right? Because we're applying that pressure. What I do is, which I usually never do. I don't care about my dog meeting other dogs. Unless that dog is gonna be part of my dog's pack. I really don't care about meeting other dogs because I don't know another dog. I don't trust other dogs. Yes, I am driving with no hands. I'm very good at driving with my knee. Don't worry, it's safe. There's really not that much traffic. So, in a nutshell, understand that when you have a reactive dog, and we want to keep it in that environment by holding the leash and standing still, because we're like, oh my God, what do we do? What do I do? What do I do? My dog's reactive. Move. Walk away. Walk away from it. Give the dog the ability to flee, right? Till the dog goes back to its normal state and relax.
Yep.
Right. Guys, anything else you guys want to throw into this?
Yeah, like you said, your dog doesn't have to meet every dog in the neighborhood. Doesn't have to be friends with every dog in the neighborhood, right? If your dog has not been trained, if your dog has a lack of understanding, hasn't really been around other dogs, why would you throw him to the wolves, right? Why would you set him up like that, right? So,
correct.
Unless your dog has training, I would not recommend taking him to any dog parks, taking him anywhere where he can be in a situation where he doesn't know how to act, right?
100%, I agree with you. Dom, anything else?
Earlier we talked about TCM, timing, consistency, motivation. Obviously, it's the 3 golden rules of dog training, but I also think an undervalued part of being a dog trainer is patience. Be patient with the dog, especially if it's a younger dog, especially if it's a dog that came from a traumatic experience or was rescued or doesn't know what to do. Be patient. Teach the dog. Show the dog what you want. Don't just expect it to understand. Once we start to expect things, it just doesn't work.
Don't expect the dog to understand. We have to make sure we know that the dog understands. Because sometimes we give corrections to the point where they're unfair, right? Because the dog just doesn't understand. And we think, right? I get that a lot. Oh no, my dog knows how to do that. But does your dog really know how to do that? Probably not. That's why his dog's not responding, right? So be careful, have patience, time, consistency, motivation, excellent power. What's this called?
Big 3.
Huh?
It's the big 3.
The big three with 3 minds, right?
Yeah.
You're Braun, and Jake, you want to be Chris Bosh or
I'll be Ray Allen.
Damn. Sparkles is Dwayne Wade.
And Sparkles, what do you got to say? What's left?
She's. I didn't know this dog eats like this. The treats, man. My God.
Amazing.
She's a tank.
So we'll make a video on this lesson right here when we get there, and it'll follow this video right here.
Yep. I'll show you a few things that you can try out if you're having a reactive dog. right?
Excellent. Once again, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We're almost at 200.
Yep.
Big milestone, right? 200. We're getting there. Don't worry about it. The more subscribers and the more likes and comments and shares, the more videos, of course, that we're going to put out, and more as much information as we can, because we want to help you. So once again, thank you so much.
Yep. Send this to a friend with a reactive dog.
Send it, share it, please. And everybody, thank you and God bless.